Everyone. This is Matt Smith, VP of Platform Strategy at Visa. Today we're going to be talking about delivering the commerce experiences of tomorrow as a part of our Visa Developer Platform webcast series. And recently, Visa partnered and commissioned a study with Forrester asking organizations, one, what are the business drivers for their organizations as they think about creating the commerce experiences of tomorrow, as well as what are key challenges and opportunities they see in achieving those visions. So today, I want to talk to you about our partnership model and strategies around experiences and delivering commerce of the future at Visa and how that relates to the Forrester study. As we get started, the key driver of the commerce experiences of tomorrow are just that, experiences. And we all know that we're competing on experiences. Millennials want to buy experiences more than items, is key research that we see over and over again. But we also know that 89% of businesses know that they're competing most on the experiences that they can create. And the stakes are high. When we know that we create great experiences, 50% of our customers are more likely to make a purchasing decision with us. But it's not just within the time of purchase. When we create great experiences in retail, we also see that 71% of those customers are more likely to purchase across any channel, be that in store, online, through social channels. So we know we're creating greater affinity and longer-term customer relationships when we create those great experiences. And then ultimately, we all know just through how we experience disruption, that disruption is truly about the experiences we're able to create, not just the technology behind those experiences. Thinking about the magic of the first time I was able to skip the video gauntlet of choosing a video with my kids, waiting through long lines, and then ultimately, finally, as I'm too tired to watch the video, getting it back to my house, and instead being able to have personalized videos at my fingertip where we can watch them at the light of our home. Similarly, thinking about the transition in my transit experience, where I've been able to go from not knowing a driver to having more information about a driver and feeling like I have a personal connection, as well as not having to worry about if I'm fumbling for cash or card or payment option, that I've got all of that taken care of. Those experiences are what drive the disruption, even beyond the technology. And at Visa, we know that the experiences we can drive with our clients and our partners are paramount to the future of commerce as well. So let me show you an example of the kinds of experiences we're dreaming of for the future of commerce at Visa.
Dan, Lauren is coming home a day early. She'll see you tonight at 6 p.m.
Schedule maid service for immediately.
Purchase complete. Shaving cream delivery in progress. Dan, your meeting starts in 20 minutes. Move it. Payment push to NVS cleaners. Analyzing refrigerator. I've made recommendations based on past purchases. Purchase complete with card on file. The new Classic Navy is available now in your size. Sassy Clarks has rewarded you with 25% off at Fonabelle Florist. $25% off, loyalty code applied.
there you see, by using data and the intelligence that we can derive from that data, partnerships, and technology, Dan was able to experience a truly different day, a truly seamless and contextual experience around the commerce that he was able to participate in. But just as often, we're struck by the fact that technology can get in the way of creating that convenience. And that if we're not careful, we'll miss the mark on creating that contextual and seamless goal that we have for the future of experiences. To give you an example, I thought we would think through some recent news and thinking about grocery as the backdrop for how those experiences can get in the way, potentially. So let me tell you a little bit about my typical Saturday morning. First, I wake up about 6 a.m., sorry. It's early. And as I'm getting started on a Saturday, I start thinking about, over a cup of coffee, what we have to do during the day. And I think about going on a run. But then I remember, oh, wait, I've got 6 kids. And yes, I really do have 6 kids. And you know what 6 kids equals on a Saturday? 2 basketball games, a team picture at one of those basketball games, a soccer game, a school drama practice, and the dreaded sleepover in the evening. Oh, and we got to fit a birthday party in there as well. And then as I remember thinking about the sleepover, I remember to include the family dinner for the family of the child that we're having over. And then I think through shopping and shopping convenience at grocery. And thankfully, we've got great access to convenience about grocery delivery apps. But even though I'm able to shop across stores and think about all of the needs that I have for getting the right meals for my family, we've got unique needs across being gluten-free, dairy-free, vegans in the family. And then frankly, with 6 kids, we're always extremely worried about a great deal in buying in bulk. But why is it that as I'm signing into the application and getting ready to purchase across my 3 primary grocery stores, I'm confronted with the same list of product options with not a lot of intelligence to help me through the 80% that I purchase over and over again. I'm needed with offers for ground beef when the application knows that I'm actually a vegan and that, frankly, we don't buy ground beef ever. And then ultimately, I'm greeted for deals of one off this or one off that, but nothing that relates to my ultimate need of buying in bulk and really thinking about the largeness of my family. So I muddle through the purchasing experience. I'm thankfully able to line up delivery options that fit into my busy day. And at 7:15, I'm off with the first child who's barely awake to that basketball picture. And as I'm driving, the dreaded text messages start that require immediate action for replacements in the shopping experience. And so I'm confronted with the conflict of, do I put my life in jeopardy and break the law and answer text messages while I'm driving, or do I not take immediate action and deal with, yet again, getting the garlic bagels instead of the plain bagels that I'm later going to have substituted or returned because they just weren't the right thing from the shopping shelf. And so as you can see, while the experience has high potential, lots of times our inability to contextualize or make use of the great data at our fingertips gets in the way of creating truly unique, great experiences that really differentiate for the future of commerce. And as we think about those journeys, we know that being able to create the journey and think about the end-to-end journey, not just individual touch points along the way, are core to those best experiences that are going to delight. And they free us up to focus on our business outcomes. And even according to McKinsey research, we know that the quality of the customer journey more closely relates to being able to create the delightful customer outcomes that we want, be that reduction of churn, increasing revenue, increasing repeat purchases, than if we optimized just for the individual touch points. And the reason's obvious. We don't wind up creating the additional friction of technology getting in the way. So as we've thought about what are those key drivers that focusing on the journey improves for your organization? If you can answer the poll here. So as I mentioned earlier, tying journeys to the commerce experiences that we're driving for the business outcomes allow us to remove that friction and create delightful experiences for the future of commerce. And I mentioned earlier the example of my great delight in my transit experience. But one thing that we've also seen is that we're able to go even further with transit. And so one great example of that is when the Visa Commerce Network partnered to create the Visa Local Offers with Uber. And even though Uber knew that they were creating a great transit experience and truly disrupting the transit community, they knew that more than half of their riders within 30 minutes made a purchase at a local merchant. And they were looking at a way to light up that experience to further drive delight around their users. And so now by partnering with the Visa Commerce Network, they're able to tie commerce experiences, loyalty, and affinity to that transit experience by allowing users when using their Visa card in Uber to get immediate cash back off of their next Uber ride or with Uber Eats, all while participating with local merchants and driving that contextual offer that's related to the day-to-day. So now as I'm busily hurried off my flight to my next meeting and I stop off at my meeting location, as I pop in to grab a sandwich, I'm greeted with the loyalty and affinity that I was able to get cash back on my ride without even having to think about it. Truly making technology blend to the background while creating a delightful commerce experience for me. And Uber and Visa are seeing the results of that with our local merchant partners. 40% of purchases to those merchants are new to those merchants. And when driving loyalty through the commerce experience, 12% are repeat purchasing after that first initial merchant experience. So not only are we driving great commerce experiences, but we're truly driving new efficiencies and loyalty. So let's look at the kinds of business opportunities you're driving. And as increasing revenue, creating seamless shopping experiences, and delivering to defend against competitive disruption tend to be far and away all three what we're considering as we drive these experiences. So as we partnered with Forrester in commissioning the report, it became obvious that two primary pillars create the backdrop for being able to achieve these business results while focusing on the future commerce experiences of tomorrow. The first is data intelligence, and to be able to make use of that data that we're creating. And the second is partnership. So starting with data intelligence, we know that our ability to recognize the patterns in data are paramount, and that we're creating more and more data than we've ever had before. Just last year, for instance, Uber, as we were presenting, connected over 45,000 riders per minute. The amount of data and contextual data that creates is unparalleled in the history. Today, we create about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data a day. And while we know that being able to harness the patterns in the data allows us to enhance and predict the customer journeys that our customers want to go on, allows us to streamline and automate processes, and ultimately allows us to blend our online and digital with our physical channels. Our organizational strategies don't always support our ability to execute on that promise. So the next key question is, does your data intelligence strategy support your improved commerce experience goals? What we found as we commissioned with Forrester was that largely no, most organizations, while they attribute the ability to take advantage of data and data intelligence as a key differentiator in creating commerce experiences of tomorrow, they're unfortunately not aligned in executing on that goal. 52% of them admitted that their data strategies were fragmented and siloed, creating isolated ability to connect the patterns that they see across data. 50% of them said they were still struggling to create the sophisticated analytics they would need to deliver on the power of that data intelligence. That could be both internal capability and resources, as well as the platforms and technology to enhance that. And nearly half of those surveyed admitted that they're collecting external data, but not being able to put it into use. And the result of that was that 50% of companies felt like their current processes weren't meeting up to the effectiveness that they needed. And 72% of companies were looking at how did they leverage partnership to enable their journeys that they need to create for the future commerce experiences of tomorrow. And as we see, that really correlates with even those of you on the phone today. We're seeing that data isolation and fragmentation is one of the biggest challenges we have to date. We have over a future of 21 billion connected devices by the year 2020. We have data strategies that are creating more and more measurement data, as well as the consumption of data that's driving the need to remove the isolation that we see across our data silos. We're also still continuing to struggle on delivering sophisticated analytics that are required to make sense and patterns out of all this data. And ultimately, we need to be able to invest to make this a reality. One of the ways that we see in operationalizing, removing those silos, and being able to take advantage of sophisticated analytics is thinking about the partnership strategy that we have. A great example at Visa is how we've partnered within internal teams to eliminate silos of capability, as well as through third parties to create what we call the Visa Q Insights. This is a great example of being able to take both historic data as well as current insights, combine that with real-time input and third-party data to predict how long you might wait as a consumer across any type of merchant category. One, removing friction out of that consumer journey, and two, being able to provide data insight through machine learning and third-party data to leverage all of our technology and capabilities in creating those experiences. Visa Q Insight brings that to life by having a robust set of APIs. And as we think about the importance of APIs and partnership, we know that the world is becoming software defined. All of us are realizing more and more that software is where the partnership needs to be fully enabled to take true advantage of the patterns that we see in data and drive future commerce experiences. Today, a new car has over 100 million lines of code. A new smart appliance has about 5 million lines of code. And smart pacemakers even have 180,000 lines of code. The world is truly becoming software defined. And to partner in that world, we need ecosystems that allow us to bring our best ingredients while leaving the flexibility for us to differentiate great consumer experience with those ingredients. That's why robust API economy and API platforms drive that capability to partner and collaborate by enabling open APIs with standards, allowing for partners to focus on solutions that they can differentiate with, bringing to life that data intelligence and the ingredients together to drive those outcomes, and then ultimately having a position of co-creation and partnership, realizing that our best ideas and the agility in those ideas come by bringing those together. Now, as you think about your top drivers for partnership, what are they? One key ingredient to opening up partnerships and data into the future of commerce experiences is providing just that, platforms for enabling that collaboration to occur in the software world. And Visa is proud to have the Visa Developer Platform, where we allow openness to Visa capabilities while supporting the collaborative co-creation and partnership across the payments ecosystem to create the future of payment experiences. Today we have over 40 different product areas and capability areas represented across Visa that are opened up via the Visa Developer Platform. We also partner extensively with the Visa network of innovation centers that allow us to co-collaborate with our partners and clients in defining the future of innovation for commerce experiences. Some great examples of that collaboration that's enabled through APIs and data in combination with partnership is a great partner of ours in Asia called Pulse ID, where they're providing software development kits for financial institutions to be able to combine geolocation and commerce offers to financial institution customers, truly opening up the door to contextual, seamless commerce and relevant experiences that create delight for their customers as well as value for the collaborative ecosystem. Another great example of trends that we see around traveling and removing friction and creating delightful user experiences as we travel. A partner and client of ours, CIBC, is using travel data to prevent false declines and using great API capabilities like foreign exchange rates to improve commerce experiences, create transparency in the transaction, and ultimately improve the outcomes for their cardholders. These are just a couple of the amazing co-collaboration and partnership examples when we bring the world together through API ecosystems, leveraging data and co-creation to create great results. Now, as we look at the partnership focus that you have, we see that transforming customer insights into experience improvements and co-creation are key drivers for partnership. And to enable that, a rich ecosystem of both data and APIs truly provide the foundation for success moving forward. One ingredient to a healthy ecosystem is ensuring that providing a broad range of capabilities in that partnership is able to be expressed and open across partner organizations. As you think about partnership with Visa and thinking about the future of commerce experiences and APIs, you can take full advantage of our over 40 product areas and capabilities, as I mentioned before, covering payment methods to commercial scenarios, risk and fraud, data and analytics, offers and benefits, as well as ID intelligence. When combined and focused on customer journeys and solution outcomes, we see our partners and our clients creating that future of commerce experiences for the days ahead. So thank you for listening to the prepared part of the presentation. And now we're going to get to answering a few of the questions that you've been asking along the way. The first question is, what are some foundational first steps to take advantage of the API economy? One of the first foundational steps is to ensure that you have thought about how to open up capabilities and combine those into journeys for your customers. One piece of that is having an API strategy that understands what open API standards are, investing in both the technology and partnership ecosystem that would allow you to do that. The second is thinking about how you truly can model and map customer journeys. So we see clients that are focused on co-creation, that focuses on delightful experiences for their customers, really measuring and aligning outcomes to the journey that they're able to take their customers on. Ultimately, that may include either optimizing journeys or in other instances, completely rethinking. For instance, one financial institution we partnered with as they thought about opening up their capabilities for account access and account creation through their loan process origination, they first thought about opening up the API capabilities. They did that, and they were able to reduce a 45-step process to 25 steps. But when they really stepped back and rethought the customer journey, they also realized that wet signatures didn't really need to be a part of the essential process. And through partnership for digital document verification, they were able to actually fully eliminate the wet signature process as well, creating a more delightful and efficient process for their customers. Why are partners so critical to delivering better commerce experiences is the next question. We know that today, commerce experiences and expectations of their customers are moving faster and faster than ever. Also, the need to differentiate means that we need to be able to create unique experiences that are highly aligned to our customers and the experiences they expect from our brand. Most often what we find in today's world is that means I need to leverage a set of capabilities that are best of breed, but combine them in unique and differentiated ways to create those outcomes for my customer, while also continuing to keep up the pace that I need to be able to be relevant in the market and create that brand differentiation in the first place. So as we think about being able to bring those experiences to life, partners become a critical piece of providing the necessary ingredients that I can combine to create those unique and differentiated experiences and move the value of my brand forefront with my customers. The next question that we've got is, what are some of ways businesses can address the challenges they have had with data silos in order to deliver better customer experiences? One way that we're seeing our clients address the challenges of data silos is to create great partnerships that allow them to combine data that is both historic and real-time for driving new journey experiences. And so you saw that within our Q Insight example, where Visa has looked at how we combine both our historic and real-time data with third-party data for a real customer outcome. So when you look at those customer journeys and you combine the data and make use of the data with a particular intent on either improving that journey or optimizing for new journeys, you can start to break down those silos that have existed traditionally in the organization. There's obviously technology that you think about in investing in to eliminate data silos as well. So as we see companies focus on an API strategy that allows the data to exist where it needs to for other operational and business concerns, but open that data up either in real-time or analytic time insights to those journeys as well. Those are the most successful organizations at bringing that to life. Next question is, beyond Visa Q Insights, what other APIs do you think help best deliver a better customer experience? So as I mentioned, great customer experiences are enabled by partner channels and the combination of those great ingredients into journeys that your customers care about. At Visa, we have a number of APIs today within the Visa Developer Platform that can participate in part or in full in those journeys that you're creating. Everything from payment experiences through Visa Checkout for rich digital payment experiences to our CyberSource payment gateway APIs and experiences. You can leverage data and insight through our full rich ecosystem of merchant and financial institution insight data APIs. You can take advantage of our new Sensory software development kit, where Visa is focused on bringing trust and speed to the checkout experience by allowing our partners and merchants to fully utilize Visa Sensory branding, be that audio branding, visual branding, and haptic feedback branding to give customers trust and speed feedback within the point of transaction. These are just a couple of the great examples that we have in partnership with our broad community of clients and partners. What are some trends that are popular in the issuer space, the financial institution card issuer space around customer and cardholder loyalty. A number of trends around loyalty are ensuring, as I mentioned before, that during travel experiences, we can keep cardholders loyal to their issuer and financial institutions, as well as bringing trust and insight into how they can better use cards and Visa within that travel experience. And so we see, as we focus on travel, everything from how do I find and locate ATMs at point of travel, to how do I get better access intelligence and visibility into exchange rates as I'm traveling in the foreign, to how do I think about notifying my financial institution of my travel intent so that I don't have false declines. So partnering with Visa on things like travel notification, mobile location confirmation, which allows financial institutions to understand that a cardholder is with their card via location updates from their mobile device. So further reducing the rate of false decline in that travel experience. Other loyalty experiences like the Pulse ID software development kit that I mentioned before that connects my location and proximity to offers that I can experience through and because of my financial institution are key drivers as well. All of these, what they have in common is that loyalty and affinity to financial institution or any commerce experience is based on delivering a great experience for our cardholders and customers, not just individual transactions. And so the most successful partnerships we see are those that are truly putting the customer at the center and thinking about those journeys. The next question is, what's your point of view to the power of artificial intelligence and machine learning and the role it can play in more seamless customer journeys? At Visa, our point of view is that artificial intelligence and machine learning are key ingredients into deriving the patterns and the vast amount of data that we're creating that allow us to differentiate those journeys and start to predict the journeys our customers would like to go on versus the ones we're forcing them to go down today. And so as you think about the future of commerce experiences and how we delight our customers, it is just that we're leveraging the intelligence and machine learning combined with the derived patterns and data to ultimately adjust journeys for our customers to allow them to achieve in a seamless and contextual way great commerce experiences. So if you think about having offers and loyalty-inducing experiences that are more contextual and seamless to the activity that I was already performing. If you think about journeys that start to blend the physical retail experience with the digital retail experience to help me with my point of purchase and ultimately drive a better outcome for me, those are going to be the ways that artificial intelligence and machine learning drives the future. The next question that we see here, what are some trends that are popular in the issuer space around, okay, I think I actually answered that one, I apologize. The next one is, how did Uber know the purchase their drivers made 30 minutes before the experience? So I think what that question is about is, how did Uber recognize that 30 minutes after a ride, customers were able to or participated in a purchase of merchants in that locale? And the partnership there is looking at data intelligence around merchant purchases and being able to tie that together with Uber's data for rides, understanding their cardholders. And so in partnership with Visa, they were able to see those trends and at the aggregate. And in doing that, made some assumptions that tied those experiences to loyalty that Uber could help drive with their customers. And so in doing that, they partnered with Visa and the Visa Commerce Network to understand and to be able to activate the merchant network that's a part of the Visa Commerce Network to enable the loyalty experience that you see today in Visa local offers and Uber. And our last question for today is great examples of how commerce experiences can evolve for customers. do you have any thoughts or guesses on specific industries or verticals that are most ripe for change or disruption? As we see disruption as it applies to commerce experiences, frankly, the world of commerce across all industries are ripe for change and disruption. The reason for that is the unparalleled data that we're seeing be created and the opportunities, the patterns in that data present for both optimizing the existing journeys that our customers are going on, as well as in participating collaboratively with partners to create new journeys that our customers don't even realize they want to go on. And so the industries that are going to be most effective and do that are the ones that are able to leverage the data that they're creating today, start to remove and reduce the silos in that data, combine with artificial intelligence and machine learning important insight into the patterns that that data is deriving, and then connect those insights to the partner community to take best advantage through APIs and the API ecosystem of the ingredients that create those great future experiences. And so with that, let me say thank you very much from Visa and the Visa Developer Platform webcast series. Hopefully today has been informative and thought-provoking as you think about what are some of the key trends and challenges of delivering the commerce experiences of the future. I invite you to, from visa.com, download the Forrester white paper that Visa initiated and really dive into the data and the journeys and the experiences that were exposed, and the feedback that we received from clients in looking at that white paper. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great day.